So hey guys, the whole world is going ballistic over this whole coronavirus scare, and some may say rightly so, because it is scary when you see reports of an entire nation shutting down, when you hear reports of so many cases of deaths from China and from other parts of the world, and stock markets are crashing all over, US is suffering a panic situation, and we all start wondering what is it that we can do to make this better, to protect ourselves better. The first thing I want to tell you is to not panic. Yes, we've had a lot of viruses in the past as well, which have suddenly come upon us and caused a lot of havoc. But viral infections are something that come and work with the immunity of our body. So it's really important that we continue maintaining good health habits, a good lifestyle, a good diet, so that our immunity is well built up and we don't become easily susceptible to these viruses. The second, of course, that everyone around the world is talking about is a little bit of social distancing and social avoidance. I'm not saying that we stop meeting people, but it is true that excessive travel, which is unnecessary, going to places where we know that there's crowding, is all something that we can avoid, because we don't really need to do that with social media and video calling and all of that these days. So we can try and minimize at least the spread of infection if it's all around us. But what I'm going to talk to you today is that the one measure that really is known to go a long way towards preventing anyone from getting this is just washing our hands. I'm told that it's not easy to buy the masks anymore. In fact, my brother called from Singapore today and said there's not a mask to be had for love or money. Even sanitizers are running out in many of the stores because people are stocking up out of fear. But the one thing no one can stop you from doing is washing your hands. And washing your hands with just a hand wash or plain soap and water. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is that we're all now tending to wash our hands much more frequently. I see people, when they sit down for a meal, they wash their hand. When they pick up their phone from a surface, they wash their hand. When they get out of a taxi and they come back home, they wash their hands. And washing your hands so frequently does tend to make the hands very, very dry. And you may not realize it today, but a month down the line, the skin may become so dry, it may start peeling. You'll use the barrier function of your skin and you might get repeated cumulative contact dermatitis. So I want to give you one or two simple tips when you wash your hands. The first thing is, whatever you're eating, whether you're eating at home or eating outside, try and use a spoon to eat. Because apart from keeping the virus at bay, one of the things we wash our hands for is just cleanliness while eating. Second, right next to your soap or your hand cleansing solution, put a good moisturizer. And get into the habit that every time you wash your hand, also spritz a little moisturizer and moisturize your hands. So basically what you're doing is, whatever moisture you're stripping from your hands, you're replacing by putting the moisturizer. You could also carry small tubes of moisturizer around with you, so when you're washing your hands, even in public places, you do have this little tube that you can use on your hands. Third is, avoid shaking hands with people. We've got a lovely way of greeting in India, which is basically saying namaste. You can do that at the beginning and end of meetings. The whole world is adopting this right now, because the more you come into contact with somebody, the more you'll be tempted to wash your hands and the more you will actually damage your skin. Yes, you must watch out and take precautions when you see any signs of a cough or a cold or a persistent cough which won't go. Go see your doctor immediately and get it treated. If they advise that you get tested immediately. But also carry a moisturizer around with you so that your hands stay nicely moisturized and do not start stripping and peeling just because you're washing it too many times. Do keep watching this space for more updates of this nature, and follow me as Dr. Aparna S both on Instagram and Facebook, and stay well, healthy and happy.